Well, today I'm a happy camper because yesterday my new boots arrived, and they arrived all the way from Italy. Only took a week, just fantastic. And you can see they are former adventure boots. That's the name of the boot. And I thought I'd just take you through my insights into the boot and why I bought them and what the difference is between this version of them and a previous version. So I bought, many years ago, and in 2011, I rode from London to Mongolia, and I specifically bought this pair of boots, or its predecessor, because of the versatility of the boot. It gives you the support and some of the ability to stand on the pegs for a long time, and water protection, you name it, without being too rigid like a motocross boot that you can't walk around in. These have very flexible soles. At the same time, that sole still allows you to stand on the foot peg, so it's a very clever design to the sole. So the soles are flexible, so that means you can walk around quite comfortably, and for adventure riding, that's what you want to be doing. So I bought the previous version of these for that trip. Now, 10, 11 years later, they started to show some signs of wear, and my socks were getting wet when I rode in rainy conditions. So I thought I'd replace them. What I replaced them with at the time were these shorter versions of the same boot. This is the former adventure kind of half-length boot, and this is pretty good. I'm happy with it. It just doesn't give you all the support that the longer boot gives you. And I'm going to be doing a ride around Australia next year on my Postie bike, and I thought I'd just have something for that ride that gives me a bit more support, particularly if I'm riding on dirt roads and that kind of stuff. So this is a great boot, for sort of, light adventure riding, let's call it that. Now, these boots have exactly the same design, except for the length of the boot, as the previous ones I used. And the difference between this boot and those new ones is in how the waterproofing is achieved. So these boots have what most people are familiar with waterproof boots, is an internal lining. You can see the white lining there, and theirs is called Drytex, which is I'm guessing that it's a generic or just a different brand of Gore-Tex. Achieves the same outcome, and it's very effective. So it keeps your feet dry. It's very durable. As I said, my previous boots lasted 10 years with this liner in them, and so it's a good way of achieving the waterproofing. Now, what Forma have done with these new boots is they have changed that technology, and they've got something now called H-Dry. And what they've done with that is they've eliminated the need for the inner lining. The rationale being the inner lining works to keep your feet dry, of course, but it doesn't stop your boot from getting wet. So the water penetrates the boot until it reaches that lining, and then it obviously can't reach your socks and your feet stay dry, which is a very effective way of doing it. However, with these new boots, what they've done is they've used a form of waterproofing the outer shell of the boot, and they've done away with the need for the lining inside the boot. So you can see inside these boots there's no lining at all, and all the waterproofing is achieved by them using this technology to waterproof the outside of the boot. So that's what they are going to be, that's the new design. Now, they still continue to make the Drytex lined version of these high length adventure boots, they're marginally cheaper. I'd be guessing if I said how much. It's probably $20 or $30 cheaper for the pair with the internal lining. But so they still make them, and but I opted for these. I thought I'd give these a go and see how they work. And it's only going to be when I ride through some heavy rain for hours and hours that I discover whether they actually do the job they say they do or not. Anyway, so I got these from an outfit in Italy called Motorstorm. Now, obviously, that's an import from for me for Australia, and it's not that these boots aren't available in Australia. They are. However, Australian stores, I'm sure Australian motorcycle shops are run by motorcycle enthusiasts, and they have no idea on what they should do with stocking levels. So their stocks, I think they go and they buy two pairs of each size, and they say, okay, we've stocked up on these boots, and they don't understand the distribution of foot sizes in large Australian adult males. So you can get, they are available in Australia in sizes, I suppose, up to size 40 European, which I don't know what that size is. It's probably a size 7 UK or US size. And, you know, there's very few people with feet that size. I'm a size 10, but when I buy these boots, I buy a size up. So I normally I think I'm like a 45 European, and these are 47s. And the reason for that is that, one, you know, you're going to put thick socks on during the winter months or whatever it is, riding with thicker socks. And the other one is you're in the boots on the bike all day, and you don't want them tight on your foot. It's very uncomfortable. So I just went up a size, and that's been the size that I've ridden in these boots all the way along. So I'd recommend, if you're buying adventure boots to wear for long periods of time, consider going up a size from your normal size boot or shoe, and you'll get a good comfortable fit. So I got these from Italy. It only took a week. I ordered them Tuesday last week, and I got them yesterday. So that's fantastic service. They DHL them over. I obviously paid a little premium for on the exchange rate from euros to Australian dollars, and for the DHLing, but it didn't turn out to be that much more in total to what I would have paid for them locally anyway, had they been available. So yeah, those are the new boots. I'm going to obviously give them a try, and once I've done that, if I manage to ride them in some really wet conditions, I'll give an update posting on that experience and whether they actually do their job or not. So